Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into one of the most popular cat breeds in the world, the majestic, the magnificent, the Maine Coon. Let's be real, when people call these cats giants, they are not kidding. Just look at the size of this absolute unit. But their massive size is just the beginning of what makes them so fascinating. You know, they're famously known as gentle giants, and this slide just perfectly illustrates why. On one hand, you get this wild, almost lion-like appearance, that impressive size, the shaggy coat. But on the other hand, their personalities often described as surprisingly dog-like. We're talking highly social, incredibly loyal, and just, well, gentle and easygoing. Now, a cat this legendary is bound to have some pretty wild origin stories. My personal favorite is the myth that they're a cat-raccoon hybrid, which, just for the record, is biologically impossible. Then there's the romantic tale about Marie Antoinette's cats escaping to Maine. The real story, according to science, is a little more down to earth. They're a true American original, literally bred by nature to survive those brutal New England winters. So what's the secret to growing one of these giants? Well, you gotta remember it. It's not a race, it's a marathon. While most of our feline friends are pretty much fully grown in about a year, a Maine Coon's growth is a really slow burn. They take a full 3 to 5 years to reach their final magnificent size. And when we say final size, we mean it. Males can easily tip the scales at over 20 pounds, with some even hitting a whopping 25 pounds. That officially makes them one of the biggest house cats on the planet. This slow maturation period is precisely why their diet is so important. And that leads directly to one of the biggest challenges for any new Maine Coon owner. If you go online and ask what you should feed your new Maine Coon kitten, you will be absolutely flooded with super passionate and often completely contradictory advice. You've got a very strong camp that advocates for wet food, and their main point is hydration and kidney health. Then you have the folks who swear by the specialized, high-end kibble, like Royal Canin's breed-specific formula, which is designed to support their unique growth and potential joint issues. And of course, you'll hear from tons of owners who report very specific sensitivities. You'll see certain brands praised as a miracle cure by one person and a total menace by another. And then you have the raw food enthusiasts who argue for a diet that gets back to their carnivorous roots. So, what's the crucial point here? It's that the online debate can create an incredibly confusing landscape for new owners. The truth is, the best food is what your individual cat thrives on, and that's a decision best made with your veterinarian, not the internet. Now, beyond their diet, being a responsible owner means you have to be aware of certain genetic predispositions that are known to exist in the breed. The most serious of these is a heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM. It's actually the most common form of heart disease in all cats, but there's a specific gene mutation in Maine Coons that puts them at a higher risk. This is where it gets really interesting. The data shows that a staggering 26%, that's more than 1 in 4, Maine Coons carry the gene mutation for this heart condition. The good news, though, is that this is a manageable risk. There are clear, actionable steps you can take, starting with asking the breeder for the parent's test results, and, if you need to, getting your own cat tested. While HCM is the main concern, their large size also puts them at a higher risk for hip dysplasia. Reputable breeders should also be screening for something called spinal muscular atrophy, which is a genetic condition that causes muscle weakness. And here's one you might not know about. Research from Washington State University shows that about 6% of Maine Coons carry a mutation in the MDR1 gene, and this can cause dangerous, even neurological, side effects to some very common medications. Basically, this protein acts like a bouncer for the brain, but when it's not working right, certain drugs can build up to toxic levels. A simple genetic test can identify this mutation, helping you and your vet avoid potentially harmful drugs for your cat's entire life. So the big takeaway is that proactive genetic screening isn't just for breeders. It's a vital tool for any owner to help ensure a long, healthy life for their companion. So after all that, what are the most important things you need to remember when bringing a Maine Coon into your life? Here's your final takeaway. First, understand their unique, slow growth cycle. Second, work with a trusted vet on nutrition. Third, be proactive with genetic health screening for both HCM and that MDR1 mutation. And most of all, prepare for a truly unique, social, and dog-like companion. This really brings us to a crucial question. As we fall more and more in love with these gentle giants for their incredible size, are we doing enough to protect their health? It's a question for every breeder and every owner to seriously consider.